Good day! We are the Group 3 and our lesson is Assure Model. Assure Model is a lesson planning guide used by teachers to create effective, organized, and interactive lesson, especially when using technology and media in the classroom. It helps ensure that students are the center of the learning and the teacher's material and activity match their needs. The Assure model was created in 1990 by Heinrich, Molinda, Russell, and Esmaldino. There are educational technology experts who wanted to help teachers integrate media and technology effectively into their lesson. The Assure model helped teachers make their lesson more effectively by focusing on the student needs, using the goal, and choosing the right tools and activity to keep learning fun and successful. Assure is A for analysis learning, S for state objective, S for selected method, media and matters, U for utilize media and materials, and R for required learning, participation, and the last is E, evaluate and revise.
Let's go step by step for the Assure model. First is the letter A, which is to analyze learners. Before planning any lesson, we need to understand, as a teacher, we need to understand who our learners are. What is their age, their gender, are they boys or girls? And in teaching physical education, we need to know their current fitness level. Do they already know the skill we're teaching, or it is their first time to encounter these skills? Also, we need to consider their learning styles because our student is diverse. Some may learn better by watching demonstration by the teacher, and is the visual learners. Others by moving or doing, which is the kinesthetic learners, and others learn by listening to the instruction. And as a teacher, we should not forget to check their interest or their motivation, because this keeps our student engaged in teaching our lessons, and this keeps their interest levels. Next is the letter S, which is for us to state our objectives. As a teacher, here we set clear goals for our students on what do we want our students to learn and be able to do after a lesson. We can use the ABCD format or the ABC method to make our objectives SMART: specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound. A is for audience. This is for who are the learners. B is for behavior. What will they do? C is for condition. Under what situation? D is for degree. How well our students should perform. For our example, this is the students will be able to perform a proper overhead volleyball serve with 80% accuracy. We use the ABCD method, and that's a clear and measurable objective.
Select methods, media, and materials. This step involves choosing the right tools and strategies. Teaching methods. Use a variety of approaches like demonstration or peer teaching. Like for example, as a teacher, we demonstrate how to do a proper sit-up, then pair them to practice and give each other feedback. Materials. Choose equipment and other physical items. For example, for a volleyball lesson, select a net, volleyballs, and boundary cones. For the media, use digital tools and resources. Example, a teacher uses an instructional video on a tablet to show different volleyball serving techniques. For utilize media and materials. This is the execution phase where the chosen resources are put into action. Preview and prepare. Before class, test all technology and check all equipment for safety. Like for example, as a teacher, confirms the volleyball net is securely set up and the video link for serving techniques works properly. Prepare the environment. Set up the teaching space ahead of time. For example, place cones to mark the court's boundaries and a box of volleyball near the net. Follow a plan. Have a clear plan for when and how to use the resources during the lesson. For example, first, students watch the video on serving. Then they use the volleyballs to practice the serves, and finally, play a game using the net and court boundaries. Require learner participation. This step focuses on actively involving students in the learning process. It's about giving them opportunities to practice new skills and knowledge. Engage students actively. We as a teacher should let our students perform drills or routines and collaborate in group tasks. For example, after teaching them a new volleyball skills, we let them perform a drill in pairs or requiring them to practice the skill repeatedly. Reflect and provide feedback. The students should be given a chance to reflect on their performance. This can be done through peer feedback or video. Example: students use a video recording of their performance to analyze their own form and then give feedback to their partner on what they did well and how they can improve.
Last is the letter E, and it's all about for us to evaluate and revise. After teaching, as a teacher, we should reflect on our lesson and we should ask ourselves, did our students meet the objectives? What part of the lesson worked well? What didn't go as planned in your lesson? And last is, how can I improve next time? And that's all the question you need to ask yourself as a teacher wherein to improve your teaching. And we should include assessment because assessment is not just for students. It's also for us teachers to grow and adjust our strategies for our diverse students. For the summary, so what's the big picture? The Assure model help us deliver a well-planned and student-centered, specifically in the 21st century learning. It encourages us to use media and materials effectively, define clear learning outcomes for our learners, and constantly improve based on feedback. In physical education, this model supports active participation of our student, development of the physical skills that the learners should learn, and a more inclusive and engaging learning environment where all students can learn and can succeed. By following this model, the Assure model, we don't just teach as a teacher, we guide and motivate and of course empower our students to love the movement or the physical education and develop a lifelong fitness habits.